Well. Happy Monday, fellas. Good morning. How are we feeling today? My name's Patrouski. Welcome back to another stream and stream recap. We're currently at over 45,000 encounters dry on our most recent shiny hunts, pretty much all of which or most of which I've been single encountering, so that's rough to see, but that's okay. Could be a lot worse. Today, I also have some raid preparations planned, which I mostly mean like making PvM Pokemon. A good example is I didn't have access to a hidden ability access Murkrow. Prankster Murkrows got really expensive during the recent beta test of raids, and they've kind of gone down in price a bit, and I would like to go ahead and go breed one before they get expensive again when raids actually release. For example, I might just go with let's see if I can actually find. I'll do this in a sec, but I want to get a Murkrow made and some other PvM Pokemon and just talk about raids and talk about raids preparation. I also plan on hopefully doing the advanced gym run today and doing another run of that. That's something that I might not be able to get to. I might not have enough time for that. If, it's Monday, I have a bunch of goals. If I can't get to something, it'll happen the next day. However, something I really want to do in preparation for the advanced gym run is do the new Mauville Quest. A lot of people probably haven't done this. I haven't done this, but you have to go talk to this guy Watson in the middle of Mauville, and he'll essentially be like, okay, well, there's Thunderbolt. That's cool. Well, actually, did I already do it? Wait a minute. Well, now I got to check. Essentially, what he normally does is he says, hey, go check on this generator, and you're like, go turn off this generator, right? But if you've already done that, no, I haven't. So if you do this little quest, you can get this gym leader to reappear, which gives you another gym leader to rerun, which is super important. So I'm gonna work on doing that quest today, but he seems to have disappeared and given me the Thunderbolt TM that I thought happened after you beat it. So now I'll have to do a little bit of research and just figure out what's going on. Oh yeah, wait, someone said I think he's back in the gym. Yeah, he's just there. Okay, so I must have already done this quest just randomly, accidentally at some point. I mean, I know I went to go explore that new Mauville location. That's so funny. So I always had this quest done. All I needed to do was talk to Watson. But for those who don't have the quest done and are looking to complete it, yeah, I'm pretty sure, that's what I thought as well, Canute. I'm pretty sure you have to, like, go down to, like, this water area, right? You, like, come down here, and you, like, surf across. I'll pop a rappel really quick. And I'm pretty sure there's a location over here. You have to, like, go through this little dungeon and go find a generator through this, I believe. Yeah, go through here, travel through that dungeon, turn off the generator. That's really the quest. It's pretty simple, but I seem to have already have it done. Okay, apparently there is an alpha ditto spawn right now, which is probably the best alpha spawn to possibly get. It's just such a good, like, for profit catch. So we're going to head over to Kanto. I'm not super, apparently it's in Pokemon Mansion. It's going to be kind of annoying to get to, but it shouldn't be too bad. And I'm not super prepared with my Pokemon. There's a shiny Eevee over here, but this is probably good enough. All right, here it is. The Alpha Ditto. I'm going to go ahead and check these other Dittos because if they have hidden ability access, it'll be Imposter. So it'll instantly transform into my Smeargle. So it's actually really easy to like hidden ability check these Dittos without having to like prolong battle them. So there you go. For example, that's a hidden ability access Ditto. I don't know if hidden ability access Dittos go for anything special. I honestly don't think so. Go ahead and double check. Yeah, like 4,100 a piece. You know what? I'm actually just going to run then. It's just not worth catching them, but it's cool to shiny check, I guess. All right, time for this Alpha Ditto encounter. So apparently, I'm going to leave with my Breloom. It should transform randomly, like into a random Alpha, which is a really cool mechanic because otherwise you're able to manipulate an Alpha Ditto, like imposter battle too much. If you just like bring a shitty Magikarp and lead with that, it's not exactly a battle. So here we go. Got the Fearow encounter. It's honestly pretty. Actually, I was gonna say it's pretty good for me, but that's actually kind of bad because I'm Breloom. So it's any flying type attack will be 4 times effective, which is pretty harsh. But at the same time, it's a Fearow, so it's not the strongest thing in the world. Could be worse. It could have been poison type or could have been grass type, something immune to spore. Oh, down goes my Breloom, dude. Down. A drill peck took him out, dude. I mean, that's okay. We got some nice damage off before he went. Someone asked me my top 5 Leppa Shunts in PokeMMO, and I've done a video covering Leppa Shunts in the past, but at the same time, I really try to cover videos that I thought the masses would like in that, so things like Vulpix and Duskull, which aren't necessarily my favorites. Now, my favorite ×5 Horde Leppa hunts are probably things like Gallade is a really good one, really underrated in Dragon Spiral Tower. Miltank is really tough, but yeah. Miltank, Dratini's classic, Larvitar's great, Metapod / Kakuna. What else? Lantern. There's a lot of really good Leppa Shunts. There's so many really super good Leppa Shunts. I feel like I'm missing something or forgetting something. Let me timer ball this really quick, but I'm sure I'm missing some. that I've spent a ton of time at, you know. Wobbuffet slash Lickitung in Cerulean Cave in Kanto is a good one. That was an easy catch for the... Wow, that was a first timer ball catch on the Alpha Ditto. I will take it. Not bad at all. 2 XP Candy extra or large is super good as well. 2 times 31 Alpha Ditto. Bold nature with 31 HP and defense. Like, that's actually super good. I will happily take that catch. Oh, I almost forgot. Wait a minute. Guys, I almost forgot. You know it's a good day when you wake up and see a shiny flip in your listings, dude. How did I almost forget about this? 2.8 mil for this Graveler. I don't remember what I bought it for. Probably, if I had to guess, 2.2 mil. I'm sure there's a clip of me buying this somewhere. I honestly don't know, but I'm sure it was at least a 600k profit, I would guess. So bam, 2.8 added to the stack. Dude, we went from like broke to like now we're almost pushing 10 mil again, which feels super nice, not gonna lie. I've seen the base price of Porygon. What's happening with it? Porygon is really affected by how many swarms are happening at the time. But Porygon can get really expensive. Yeah, 15k. I mean, I've seen it get way more. 15k is not too bad. Because like if a Porygon swarm hasn't happened in a while, right? The only other way, literally the only way that Porygon is brought into the game, from my understanding, is through the Kanto, what's it called? Like casino, right? So that costs like 40 or 60k to get 1 Porygon from that. So if you're paying that, like, if paying 40 or 60k Pokeyen's the only way to bring one in the game, it makes sense that they would be like, yeah, they'd be pretty expensive. The only way they get cheaper than that is from swarms. That's it. It's pretty, yeah, Porygons are one of the tougher ones to bring in the game naturally. Let's go ahead and list off this alpha. I have no reason to keep it, so let's just go ahead and sell off this Alpha Ditto. I could keep it for a little bit since it was like right after an Alpha Ditto swarm, and if I wait, there's a chance I can sell it for, a pretty good chance, I can sell it for more money down the line after it's been a while since an Alpha Ditto swarm, you know, if that makes sense. But let's go ahead and see what the cheapest one is still selling for. I mean, around 90k, 100k or so. Mine's bold. It could be relevant. Timid here is 100k. Good question. Good question. If I get rid of the speed stat and just do like bold, I'm happy to just list this for 85k. I mean, I think that's totally fine. It's not a crazy expensive Ditto. It should sell pretty quick at that price. I'm comfortable with it. That works. I'm gonna go ahead and put away some of these Pokemon. Let's go ahead and make a little bit of space here. I'm gonna put away some of my utility Pokemon, grab my Chandelure. We're gonna go breed. We're gonna go create some raid Pokemon, fellas. Specifically, probably not too many today. I really need to make a Murkrow. Like, Murkrow is one that was so powerful, and I was constantly relying on my teammates to have one, and as opposed to just myself getting one. So today, #1 priority is looking for a Murkrow with hidden ability access. It absolutely needs it. Cheapest price. This one's 31 HP, which is pretty solid. I might just end up grabbing that one. I don't really want to grab an alpha because then I have to like only breed it with alphas and keep it an alpha, and that's kind of hard. Let's check 20 plus HP defense, special defense, see what we see. 70k for an alpha one. It's naive nature. It's not great. What if I exclude like special defense? Like this one, I might just get this one, man. The 40k one. It's just so good. I'm probably going to go ahead and grab that one. 31 HP, 20 plus defense. It's just solid. I could pay an extra 10k and have this one, but maybe I should have. But once again, I have to breed with alphas. I don't know. I'm fine with this. Murkrow for 40k. It's got Tailwinds. I don't think it needs any edge moves, correct? Let's double check. Any edge moves, mirror move, Parasong? No, not that I see. No edge moves should matter here. So let's go ahead and get a breeder for this. We'll probably have to get a Ditto. What I would do here is do 25, 31. We can keep the special attack 20 plus. It's probably not that expensive / fine to do. We'll grab ourselves a Ditto. Now, do I want to go ahead and try to get... I probably don't worry about nature yet. I probably do nature in the next breed. But I'm just going to go ahead and buy... This Ditto's perfect. This Ditto's fine. I'm trying to think. Yeah, 5k for this. So far I've paid like what? 45k? Something like that. 45k. Drill Peck for red fight can work. Yeah, but I'm just for raids, not the red fight. So I'm gonna grab an HP brace and a special defense brace. That's 65k paid so far. Yeah, picking up a Porygon Z adaptability for raids, that's kind of smart, Cav. I like that a lot. Something I was surprised by, we didn't see Togekiss used like at all in raids, did we? I was really shocked by that. I couldn't believe that, like, Togekiss is historically a very good PvM Pokemon that we didn't see used, like, at all in raids. At least I didn't see it used. That was pretty shocking to me. I'm not gonna lie. That was pretty shocking to me. Will legendary prices go up when raids fully come out? Maybe Zapdos. That's the only one I could see. Zapdos was really good for the Gyarados fight, but even then it wasn't needed. It wasn't required, right? So keep that in mind. There's just other options. But yeah, I feel like the only legendary I could see going up in price would be something like Zapdos. It's just so much better than all the other ones in Pokemon at the moment. Problem was, most of the Lunar New Year bosses were physically hard hitters. Togekiss really couldn't do much for that. Yes, you're not wrong. So much, it's why we're gonna see a lot of different Pokemon, a lot of different specially defensive Pokemon pop up during the new raids, because so many of the like the beta test raids, so many of them were physically offensive. That's why Iron Defense was so good, you know. Legendary lures are going down week by week. What are your thoughts, Pat? I mean, they're probably still ridiculously too expensive, but that's a good thing. I mean, hopefully they go down to a point where they're actually worth using. 50k a piece is still pretty insane. Like, if these reached like 20k a piece, maybe it's time. 20 to 25, maybe it's time to start consider using them. Like, that's how ridiculously not worth they are. Lures like this are just crazy. They sell to, I didn't realize this, they sell to Pokemarts for 10k. You see the sell price, 10k? That's kind of crazy. I didn't know that. So it does have a bottom out price. That's interesting. That's interesting. I wouldn't use these. Well, if you want to use them for fun, once again, go for it. But financially, they're just like not worth it. The time saved for Pokeyen used is crazy. Do you think they'll nerf Iron Defense and stuff for raids? I don't see them nerfing Iron Defense specifically, but I could see a bunch of stuff being changed. We'll see what happens. It's just too far out to tell. Sassy is kind of usable. I think that's fine. I'm just gonna keep that. I'm not gonna rebreed. That's fine for what I need it for. 28 defense, 31 HP. Prankster, yes, this is perfect. This is absolutely a perfect Murkrow. Sassy nature, 28 plus, 31 in both stats. You don't need the speed stat because I'm gonna be Prankster, and all of my things are gonna be like, you know, status moves. It's just gonna end up being like Tailwind, Will-O-Wisp, a screen if it gets it, maybe like a Rain Dance or a Sunny Dance if my team needs that support. Like, this is just going to be a utility Pokemon. Maybe T-Wave if it's like a special attacker we don't want to use Will-O-Wisp, like something like that if it can learn that. Yeah, this will just be a supportive, mostly there to Tailwind. Its main job is going to Prankster Tailwind. That was way easier than I expected. That is a PvM Murkrow just done. So we're going to move that over to UTs. We will EV train that up at some point in preparation for raids. Premier Balls are getting up there, fellas. You like to see it. Up to 325k now. Now, they've probably recently been bought out, as you can see. But I don't know, this not being yellow is crazy. 361k. But as you can see, all of these have been listed within the past hour, which screams buyout to me, and then relisted. But I don't know. I've been saying for a while I could see Mysterious Premier Balls being up to like 600k a piece, like super easily, 600k a piece at some point, because saving 2,000 hours is a really big deal. I talked about that in a recent stream recap. It's just, I've been saying how insane Premier Balls are for a while. All right, it's time to lock in, fellas. We're gonna head over to Johto. We're gonna stare at this orangutan emoji. We're gonna jump over to Johto, prepare for the advanced Gym Rerun. We're gonna go ahead and try it, fellas. We have Mauville actually unlocked now. What else do we have to? Technically, we need to learn the Lava Ridge puzzle. We could go check that really quick. But we have it written down actually, thanks to Cav. Let's just go YOLO and start the run. I am gonna be popping a 75% charm today. A Riches charm, fellas. I'm not used to that, so we'll see how that goes. All right, here is the team. If you haven't seen it, I'm gonna have to get it lined up properly, and also make sure all my items are correct. You have to start with, I believe, let's see what it says. Choice Band on Weezing, Scarf on Blastoise R, which is the Rain Dance one, which is not correct right now. So Scarf here. Having more items on your account actually just makes this process way more difficult, which is funny as well. So Scarf there, and then I think it's Scarf on Blastoise R plus Hydreigon. Let's do Scarf on Hydreigon. I don't think there's one on it. And then Specs on, actually there was Specs on everything else. Let's see. Okay, I think that's correct. Alrighty, guys, I'm gonna be totally honest. I don't know if I'll be able to record many clips for the stream recap during this run. It's such an intense and such a mechanically involved run. I don't know. I don't think I'll have time to be able to do that, or it'll cost me time in the run. So if you want to see the full run of this, I'll do a guide in a few months once I actually feel like I understand it. properly, but if you want to see it, you know, watch the full stream VODs. I do have a playlist on my YouTube channel called like streams, and it's all the stream VODs like I've ever done pretty much, at least through PokeMMO streaming through YouTube. So yeah, that'll be there as a resource. But let's go ahead and jump into it. I'm gonna pop a Richest Charm 75%. This is my second attempt ever with the advanced Gym Rerun strategy. The main important thing here to keep in mind is I'm starting this run with 9.6 mil, okay? 9.6 mil cash is the starting amount. If I can reach over 10 mil by the end, that would be incredible. That'd be like the goal. We'll see how close we can get though, fellas. Wish me luck. We're jumping into it. So I have 25 minutes left in the run, and I'm already at 9.9 mil cash. I'm not gonna lie, that actually feels pretty insane. I feel like sometimes I worry the effort put into this run isn't worth the output, but this is making me, seeing the cash stack rise like this is making me feel otherwise. I can't believe that I'm about to hit like 10 mil here. I was like, oh, you know, maybe if I'm lucky, I'll like push close to 10 mil. I don't know why. I really didn't think I would make this much Pokeyen on this run. Wow, over 10 mil cash stack now. That's really satisfying to see. I have 2 minutes left. I don't know if I can do another gym in these 2 minutes, but the amount that I've made, I'm honestly very happy with this with a 75% charm. I'm going to try to squeeze in Drift Veil. We'll see what happens. I think I'm actually going to make this gym, which is really nice. Dude, this I'm pretty happy with it. I don't know how many gyms I did. We'll have to see. But that felt pretty damn good. That was pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. You can just do such quick stuff. Even just learning Control A / Control Z to speed through text like this. If you hold Control plus your A key, it's just one of the best tips I've learned while doing this strategy. There's still 30 seconds left. I'm not gonna be able to do another gym or whatever, but that's so good. That is going to be 10.1 mil almost, starting from, what was it, 9.6 something? That's pretty nuts. I don't have any time for anything, but let me just heal up and we'll calc through all the math and see what I did there. Wait, no way I did 30 gyms, right? Chat's saying I might have done 30. I would be so happy with myself if I did 30. How many does this guide cover? Is it 32 gyms? This is 31 gyms. And I skipped Oplucid and Nakreen, so that's already 29, I think. But I think that's it. I think I did 29 gyms. I'm pretty sure 30. Skipped Oplucid and Nakreen. Let's see, added another one to make it 32 on this list. I would be so happy if I was able to do 30 gyms in an hour. Yeah, I went back and I counted. I did 29. So I missed out on Nakreen and that's, dude, I feel like there's a couple things that I definitely could have at least gotten 30 there. If I cleaned up some mistakes, 30 was super possible. If I can start doing above 30, that would make me so incredibly happy. So what was the profit for that, right? Because I started with like 9.624k, I think. I can actually check the VOD to get really specific. Yeah, it was 9.624. So I now have 10.1 million Pokeyen. We're going to take that number. We're going to minus by 9.624. 1, 2, like this. Leaving me with 476k revenue. And then the cost of a Richest Charm, 75%. Richest Charm, cheapest one, 59k. So minus 59k. Leaving me with 417,000 Pokeyen made in the hour. Dude, if I'm doing over 400k, I'm really happy with that. That is 400k for that run. And the second time, it felt like 10 times easier than the first. The first run was so hard, so I was learning the guide itself. I did 3 more gyms within the hour than last time. I'm really happy with that. That was, oh, that's super sick, dude. Thanks to Xanarchy for making that guide. And once again, once I get way more comfortable with this, I'll end up doing a video guide of my own. It's been learning this advanced Gym Rerun strat is one of the hardest things I've ever done in PokeMMO. But it's super rewarding as well. I actually totally forgot I started doing this. I semi-started. I only have like, what, 7 breeds here? But I started saving up a couple breeds, guys, for a breeding extravaganza. I even titled the box that. If you guys have been watching me long enough to even know what a breeding extravaganza is, I'd be very impressed. This is a video that I would do a long time ago where I would save up like 1 to 3 boxes of breeds of like competitive Pokemon. So all of these are like this is like a 5x31 you know, Vanillite. This is like a competitive Sawsbuck. This is like a competitive Archon. Like all of these breeds are really good. and they're all competitive Pokemon, a lot of alphas and stuff. And just the point of this is to do to show off, like, here's all the things that I'm making, here's all the competitive Pokemon, all like the alphas, the fun utility Pokemon. It's a way to show off a bunch of different types of Pokemon and for just various reasons. And then also it's a way to slowly just work on breeding, one day getting that breed, that random breed that is a competitive shiny. Like, it is my dream goal in PokeMMO to one day randomly breed a competitive shiny without actually having to breed up the stats on a shiny. That would just be, it's such an incredible feeling, you know. That would be super sick. Dude, I've only been live for 2 hours and I've gotten way more done than I already expected. So it's been a very productive day, which I'm very happy about. We bred a Raids Murkrow, which is ready to go. It needs to be EV trained. We did our advanced Gym Rerun strat. Let's go ahead. We can go shiny hunt whenever. I'm gonna go ahead and prep a couple breeds. I think I am gonna work towards that the breeding extravaganza just slowly. I mostly do it off stream and off camera because it's kind of boring, because like all I'm doing is setting up like breeds and showing you guys, like, I'm not actually I'm not actually doing any of the breeds, so I don't have a shiny roll or anything. It's more so like, hey, like, look what I plan to do in the future. You know, we'll do a couple of those. I don't want to show off too many either, because I want to show them off in the actual breeding extravaganza video. Like, maybe I just set up like 3 breeds today or something, very few, and just make it to like 10 or something. Okay, here we go. We already got a breed going. I'm gonna go ahead and buy this seal for 54k, because wait, I'm an idiot. It wasn't an alpha. Well, that's why I do the breeding extravaganza off stream, because when I make embarrassing mistakes like this, at least nobody sees it. Okay, to be fair, do we just flip it, boys? Easy flip. The next cheapest male in the water AA group with these stats is 52k. So if I buy both of these and then sell them for 60k a piece, oh, we're just flipping, boys. Or 65? Is that too high? We'll just do 59. Is there any profit to be made after the listening fee? There is. There's a little profit. It's not too much, but if I buy both of these, there we go, fellas. Profit. Just make it turn into a flip. Just turn a mistake into a flip, just like that. Now, quick little tip. If you're going to do a breeding extravaganza and set up a bunch of breeds and kind of pop a dinner status, pop a charm, and do it like this, I really recommend, it's worth, I know it takes extra time, go check to make sure you put the right braces on the right Pokemon, and just make sure the Pokemon is coming out correctly. Because if you forget, you could just lose so much Pokeyen. Like, if I fucked up that breed and I just make a simple mistake and put the brace on the wrong Pokemon, it's like 150k down the drain. Like, it's so much Pokeyen lost, and it's worth to just go, just make sure, you know, double check it. All right, but in terms of figuring out the next breed, what I want to do, I have a list of PVM Pokemon to make. Let's go ahead and check that out. So I really want to make a Cofagrigus. Let's go ahead and a Gliscor. Let's go ahead and look for a Cofagrigus. Okay, now what do you need on a Cofagrigus? I don't know this Pokemon very well. Do you actually need its special attack stat? Maybe. You might want to keep that kind of high if possible, maybe like 25 plus, 20 plus, but really it's just a defensive tank. You don't need speed. Let's check PvP. Pretty sure it's an OU Pokemon. Let's check its statistics. 4.39 usage, 47. This is mostly a PVM Cofagrigus, so it might be different than the PvP, but it's fine to build it in a PvP way. And then, yeah, it's supposed to be PvP and PVM, so I can use it for both purposes. So you want Bold Nature or Relax. Relax is fine since it's already so slow, especially if running Trick Room. It's probably really good. All of these natures can probably work, depending on how I want to come out. So Bold or Relaxed is ideal, but you can do a lot of natures, honestly. I'd be happy with pretty much anything. I don't need to be a perfect Cofagrigus. Let's go ahead and look for a starting breed. I'm going to go ahead and just look for 25 plus on a Yamask, and wow, there's nothing really cheap for that at all. What about Cofa? It's probably just not a very farmed Pokemon. Cofagrigus 25 plus 2k right there. This is actually bomb. Impish Nature. I might just buy this. This is 3k. Been listed for a day. Yes, please. You know what? Let's just go ahead and make 2 really good Cofagriguses. And then I can go ahead and sell off the other one, you know? Those were so cheap. This is easy peasy stuff. Okay, nice. You love to see this. So what I would do in this situation, both of these need nature. Both of these natures are unusable. Let's start with one at a time. I'm going to throw this one in here just to be a little more focused. This one's Impish. Let's go check for either a male mineral. I think it's Mineral and Chaos. This is a really weird Pokemon. Yamask is one of the only ways, Cofagrigus is one of the only ways to get value out of the special attack stat in the Mineral Aid group. Fun fact. Because what you can do is you can take a Mineral Aid group. Let's say we have a male... Mineral, male, 31 special attack. Special attack is terrible in the Mineral Aid group. Look at this. 1,600 Pokeyen, 3k. Not many Mineral Aid group Pokemon, aside from like Vanillite, need that stat, right? But the Chaos egg group, where's it at? 31 special attack. Okay, Dittos are so cheap right now. Bad time. But let's do a female. Let's see. Okay, let's exclude Dittos. Because Dittos are so cheap right now, it's throwing everything off. Where's the exclude Ditto option? Cheapest 31 Chaos special attack, 8k. So one of the ways to like breed over value is to breed 31 mineral egg group Pokemon special attack over to Chaos with cheap Yawmasts. And look at this, 8k, 9k a piece. It's really interesting that to have those like different egg group chain breeds that can carry over to different egg groups. But anyways, back to the task at hand. Let's look for a breeder for this Kafa. So for the Kafa, the only stats I care about are 25 plus in all defensive and then 20 plus special attack. I can even brace something if I need to, but it's best to avoid paying that. We'll see what's cheaper. So I'm going to check mineral egg group first. Probably cheaper than Chaos, most likely. And I can look for male breeders. I don't want to disclude Dittos on this search. So let me make sure that is... Yep, that's good. Sort by cheapest price. So we're seeing already a guy for 4k. This is Sassy and 31k. This is Relaxed. I'm going to buy this, I think. This is Relaxed for 6k. It's got a 31 that I can randomly roll. Relaxed is one of the best natures. It's super ideal for it. This is such a cheap Cofagrigus. How much did this cost me? I'm pretty sure it was, what, 3k for the Cofagrigus itself, 5k for the Everstone, 8k. This is one of the cheapest competitive Pokemon I've ever made. Obviously, it doesn't have any 31s. It might randomly roll one, but like you just don't need that many stats on Kafa. This is going to be like an incredible competitive Pokemon for... How much was the Snorunt? 6k? For 14k. 14k for an incredibly good competitive Cofagrigus. That's... Talk about a deal, you know? We'll go ahead and throw that in there. It's a perfect breed setup. Okay, I also wanted to make a Honchkrow with Sucker Punch and a Conkeldurr and a Gallade. I might go for the Gallade. Gallade's really good right now in PvP. I also think Gallade might become one of the secretly best PVM Pokemons because it's just, it with sharpness is so ridiculous. It's constantly being evaluated for bans and stuff in OU and different balancing changes. Sharpness is just so good on it. It boosts the power of slicing moves by 50%, and so many of its moves are slicing. So many of its good moves are slicing. Leaf Blade, Night Slash, Sacred Sword. All these are slicing moves. They're just super powerful in this Pokemon. Oh, I almost forgot about the second Cofagrigus. Okay, let's wait a minute. Let's do that breed first. Then we'll go do Gallade. This Ditto kind of works. It's calm. So what I'll do, why I'm picking this Ditto is because that one's calm and the other one's relaxed. So it allows me to have one specially defensive Cofagrigus and then one defensive Cofagrigus. And the specially defensive one, it's kind of good. The specially defensive one does not have good special attack, which is fine because if you were going a like Calm Mind setup Cofagrigus, you would go relaxed and go physically defensive and then use the Calm Mind in battle to make up for your special defensive. So this works out really well. So there's 10 breeds done, but I don't want to stop there. I want to do one more. I want to set up one more breed. Let's look for Gallade, any cheap Gallades. Now, the thing with Gallade is you have to have it come out male. So that's something to keep in mind while doing a breeding extravaganza is I'm going to have to make sure I label it in some way to remind myself to make sure to pay the extra 5k Pokeyen to make sure it comes out male, because for you to turn a Ralts into a Gallade, it has to be a male Pokemon. Yeah, with Dawnstone plus male. This Ralts is too cheap, I feel like, not to buy. It's so, yeah, it's 1,800 Pokeyen. It's even Lonely Nature. Like, technically, if I wanted to, I could Everstone this. And I think I might. I've wanted to make a pretty good Gallade, but, like, I feel like this is too good to pass up. I might actually just Everstone this and just keep the Lonely Nature. It's not 100% optimal, but it's still really good. Because you actually do have some special defensive bulk on Gallade, but, like, no defense. So, like, it's mostly fine to go Lonely and go that minus defense for the plus attack. Obviously, you want Adamant or Jolly optimally, but, like, this is really solid for how cheap it is, right? You can get the advantage for cheap, but you do need 31 speed, so this is where I have to find a male, either Chaos or Humanoid. Let's see which is cheaper. I'm going to need 31 speed, 20 plus there, 20 plus on defense, 25 plus here is needed. We'll do 20 plus here and see what comes up. 23k on Cofagrigus. Let's check Humanoid. Okay. It looks like this is going to be our best bet. 24K. It's for 2 days. It's not very cheap, unfortunately. I mean, it could be worse for 33K. I'm going to buy it. It's easily our best option, I think. I'm going to go ahead and get a thing. So that's 33K for the Cofagrigus plus its brace. 33K for the Cofagrigus plus its brace plus 2K for the Ralston, 5K, so 7K plus it's ends at what, 40K? Yeah, it's around 40K. So this entire breed, I'm gonna have to pay for this to be male, but this entire Gallade breed, 31 speed, lonely, gonna be fantastic. This entire breed is gonna cost 40K. So clean. Now this is what I normally do. If I need something specifically bred to be a specific gender, I name both Pokemon, make male in all caps, or make female, whatever is relevant, but that's how I do it. All right, but that's a few more Pokemon prepared for the breeding extravaganza. I'll leave it at that for now. Let's go shiny hunt, fellas. Off to Sinnoh, fellas. We're heading back to the jail over at Route 21 or whatever, or Route, what is it? Route 210, basically Route 21. For those who have never seen me hunt here before, you're probably new. I hunt here all the time. It's one of the best single encounter shunts in the entire game. First, I'm going to check 2 honey trees. But this spot has access to Breloom. It has access to Scyther. It has access to Mr. Mime. And it has access to one other rare, Sudowoodo. There's 4 rare shinies in one spot. Is very, very phenomenal. It's probably one of the best, if not the best, single shunting spot in the game. All right, we're at the location. Let's pop an expert lore and bike back and forth, fellas. Doing what we do best, running back and forth in grass. Okay, to go back and comment on... Thankfully, someone in chat reminded me. To go back and comment on my Gallade breed... It gets Shadow Sneak as an egg move, which is pretty freaking... Well, actually, I guess, is it required on the new build? Back when this thing was an NU, Shadow Sneak was required. But maybe nowadays with the sharpness strat, you might not need Shadow Sneak as much, but it might be worth breeding that on. We'll see. We'll have to see, but yeah, that was super good. That was super pivotal in NU. The strat in NU was the Swords Dance and then spam Shadow Sneak, essentially. Something crazy to think about is like PokeMMO is now 12 years old and it's growing. It's 12 years old and it's some of the most popular it's ever been. That doesn't happen for many video games. I can only think of a handful of games where that's happened. I think Minecraft is like still reaching new peaks or has reached new peaks like 10 years after its release. And then like old school RuneScape. There's very few games that after 10 years of, whatever, reach a new peak. That's really, really, really rare in gaming. So if you ever see anybody saying like, oh, PokeMMO's failing or PokeMMO's dead or the economy's bad, yada, yada, just always remind them like, oh, I don't know. It's unlikely that's the case because the game's growing and it's more popular than it's ever been. We can look at things like how many OU and how many PvP games are being played. Like so far, it's currently March 18th, right? It's March 18th. There has been, this is insane to think about. It's March 18th. So 18 days, over the last 18 days, there has been 513,000 OU games played. How crazy is that? Like, just think about that. That is insane. We can also look at things like MMO stats, which roughly gauge the amount of players the game has active. Look at things like YouTube analytics. Look at things like Bilibili. That's the biggest social media site for PokeMMO, which is shocking to a lot of people, but PokeMMO is growing. It's bigger than ever. Through all the statistics we can measure by. Obviously, we don't have an exact answer because the exact answer would just be the devs releasing player numbers. We don't have that, but we can use the information we do have at our disposal. It's doing great. It's really, really cool. I'm lucky to see this game doing so because there were parts in its history where it was dying or it was declining. When they were like doing the flag breeding system, when they were trying to rework breeding, when they were trying to fix the IV syncs in the game and fix all these things, and like there's been times where the game has been in a stage of, oh, maybe it is dying, but it's better than ever. So whenever I see people saying, oh, it's dying, I kind of chuckle, and I was like, okay, you haven't, you didn't play back in 2014, you have no idea what a dying MMO looks like, my friend. I gotta make this little clip in the stream recap because it's important. I'm getting a lot of Pokeforce questions today. Pokeforce, people are like, oh, when's Pokeforce coming out? Is Pokeforce playable yet? Guys, Pokeforce gave us a 1-year timeline to release 2 months ago. You've got to be patient. It is crazy how people are asking about Pokeforce. We're not even 2 months into a 1-year, cycle. Please. And I think they're behind schedule, which is understandable, and they're communicating everything about it. But please, yeah, just be patient. A new Pokemon MMO takes a really long time to develop. People are asking, what is Pokeforce? If you just Google Pokeforce, I have some videos on the topic. It's an upcoming Pokemon MMO. Okay, Team Mr. Shiny. Nice. I don't know what it is yet. We'll see what it is, fellas. Wait, is it a Ninetales? Wait, Ninetales? I feel like it's had so many shinies recently, dude. He's popping off. Hey, Pat, is 1 mil Pokeyen enough to start Leppa hunting, or do you recommend more? I recommend more. You need around, I think, on average, a Leppa Shunt is going to cost you around 3 mil Pokeyen in Leppas. And that's on average. So I'd say 1 mil Pokeyen is far too low to start Leppa Shunting, in my opinion. Which is tougher, getting a pet in RuneScape or a shiny in PokeMMO? That's a great question. I think a pet in RuneScape is always harder. I think every single pet, it depends on what pet versus what shiny, but I think like every single pet in RuneScape is going to be harder to get than a × 5 Horde shiny in PokeMMO. But then if you compare like most pets in comparison to an edge shiny in PokeMMO, I haven't played RuneScape in so long. What's like the average time for like, I know giant mole pets, what, 1 out of 3K, I believe? I haven't played RuneScape in so long. My pet luck was also so good in that game. So my perspective is very skewed. It's a good question. Yeah, my pet luck in old school RuneScape was ridiculous. I think I ended up with 9 squirrel pets at like 60. I did like 66 million agility XP and I got 9 squirrel pets, which is ridiculous. I think on average, you should get like, I think, 1 squirrel pet per 30 million XP as a hard average. It depends on what method you're doing and stuff, but as a hard average, it's like 1 squirrel pet per 30 million XP. So to get 9 by 66 million is just disgusting. All of that XP was pretty much done at RD rooftops as well. Any RuneScape fans will know what I'm talking about. Otherwise, that just sounds like gibberish. Question for Pat. If the PokeMMO devs were willing to make a custom vanity for you, what would you want it to be? A fedora? I hate that that's your first. That's your first option. Wings, a giant cigar. That's kind of funny. Someone said Shuckle Hat. Shuckle Hat's cute, but what I actually think, if I wanted like Shuckle's cool and cute, but I don't know if I love Shuckle as a vanity. Maybe like Shuckle Wings. That sounds hilarious. A Pokemon that I actually think works really well as a vanity would be the Rampardo spikes around the head. It's very edgy, but I feel like it'd look pretty cool. If there was a vanity that added all the Rampardo spikes around a player's scalp, that would be a really cool hat vanity in my opinion. I think that might be my #1 pick over a Shuckle, even though I love Shuckle, obviously. I mean, #1 would be like some sort of Shuckle bike mount, because that's just so dumb. Yeah, like a Rampardo's crown with the battle axe. Yeah, that'd be a cool fit, dude. Okay, that seal I flipped sold. Easy flip, fellas. It was a misbuy turned into a 6K profit flip. Probably like 2 or 4K after the listing fee. I actually haven't brought this up in a stream recap in a long time. So if you're a new player, this is advice for you, okay? If you're a new player, there is 2 incredible resources within the game itself that you should use. #1, the Pokedex. The Pokedex in traditional Pokemon games, terrible, not useful. In PokeMMO, you could check wild locations, where to actually go and catch that Pokemon if you need to catch for Pokedex or for whatever reason. You can catch how things evolve. You can see all the base stats of the Pokemon, which is super good for learning PvP and just learning how Pokemon works. You can see all of the moves and how they learn them, which is super important, and you can see like the egg group and what abilities they have access to and the EV yields. The Pokedex is a super important resource. Resource #2, PvP statistics. Someone just asked, hey, what IVs do you recommend for Arcanine? If you don't know how to build something like an Arcanine, what I would do is #1, go to the Pokedex, check what PvP tier it's in. Okay, UU. Go to UU under PvP statistics, search up Arcanine. Okay, it's at a 5% usage rate and at a 41% win rate. So it's kind of struggling in UU right now. And people are going Choice Band and Adamant, right? Now, keep in mind, this is kind of struggling Arcanine. So you can also check doubles. I'm pretty sure Arcanine might be better in doubles with like Intimidates. 47% win rate, 6.5. That's much better, honestly. And here, people go Assault Gear, people go Intimidate, people go Jolly, Adamant. You can always check out what's going on with PvP stats on how to build Pokemon. Those are the 2 like really good in-game beginner resources. Is there a warning screen when running away from a shiny? I've heard conflicting answers. Yes, there is. There wasn't for a little bit 2 weeks or so ago because during the Lunar New Year event there was a bug that broke that screen, but it's all been fixed now. So whenever you try to run away from a shiny in PokeMMO, yes, the game will always, whether it's in the Safari Zone or whatever, the game will always give you a warning. Now, there's not always a warning if you try to kill a shiny. So if you're ×5 hoarding and you run into a Horde shiny and you try to use an AoE move like Discharge, the game will say, hey, you're about to kill a shiny. Are you sure you want to do that? That will give you a warning. But if you're payday pickuping and only doing single encounters, the game will not warn you for a single encounter shiny. So I always say turn your sounds up. There's I think sound effects volume is what affects the shiny noise. So I would turn your sounds up to some extent to hear the shiny noise and make sure you don't miss it. And then in game, it should also say like in all caps, like shiny hoot hoot or whatever if you encounter one under the name. I forgot to mention this today. The fashion contest is coming up this Thursday on what is it? The 21st of March. And then the shiny rating is next week's Thursday on the 28th. Guys, prepare your outfits and your shinies. This guy has shiny Armaldo. That is really rare in Pokemon. You do not see that very much at all. So hype for stalking, I'm the guy with the Armaldo. Dude, I have no problems with that. I always tell people, like, if you want to flex a shiny on stream, the classy and based way to do it is to come to my location in game and just chill in the background. That is the way to properly and respectfully flex a shiny on stream. As opposed to, like, people will, like, whisper me their shinies and try to get me to click it and, like, spam me and say, hey, can I show you my shiny in chat and stuff? I don't really appreciate that as much. But if you want to come hang out in the background on stream, show off your rare shiny as a sprite, you know? It adds some sort of, like, visuals and background to the stream. That is the respectful way to flex a shiny on stream, in my opinion. I have no qualms with that whatsoever. Now we've got some respectful shiny flexers. You love to see it, man. We got a whole crew over here now, man. Opal with the Minccino, Lombre from Megas, Luxio from Hollow, Armaldo from Pokey? I'll say Ilya. Clarko with the newly found Magnemite today, Jade Kufu with the Roserade, and Aben with the Nidoqueen in the full outfit. I love this question. What's a good ×5 Horde meme Pokemon to hunt? Ones that come to mind are like Bibarel, Stunfisk. I love Stunfisk, but yeah, Stunfisk, Bibarel / Bidoof. Dunsparce is actually a ×5 Horde, which is forgotten about. What are some other good meme shinies? Meme shinies. That's kind of tough. Kinda. How many meme Pokemon are there? Wooper. Wooper's kind of a meme, right? I don't know if people consider it, people won't. Wooper's a good ×5 Horde right next to a PC. Miltank's kind of a meme Pokemon, but that's like tough. It's not really a good beginner hunt because ×5 Horde, it's like a 20% chance though to get Miltank Hordes, which is pretty brutal. Delibird's kind of a meme Pokemon. This is a ×5 Horde that has a 50% chance to versus like Jinx, Delibird and Jinx. Master Rain, kind of a meme Pokemon. There's ×5 Hordes for Surskit split with Marl, I believe. That's really close to a PC and like a beginner location in Hoenn. Hopefully some of those give you some ideas. I like that. I like specific categories of like, hey, like what are some shiny hunts that are like green shunts? What are some blue Pokemon? You know, I like that. That's a cool like subcategory of shunts to look for. Yeah, honestly, I don't think of myself as liking shiny Rhyperior that often, but like this looks good. Like seeing the sprite in game, the drill with the yellow touches, it's pretty cool. Hey Pat, when's the next from scratch series? I really like this question. I would love to do a from scratch series when raids are permanently added, because I feel like doing a from scratch account to the first, like up until your first raid would be a really good like chapter of progression. Hot take of the day. We're talking about meat, so I can do my hot food take of the day. Chicken is my least favorite meat personally. I think it's fine. Fried chicken's fantastic. But chicken is just easily, it's the most bland cut of meat, which makes it very flexible, so you can do anything with it. But I don't like it. I prefer a more distinct beef flavor or a more distinct pork flavor or bison or lamb or anything, or salmon. I prefer anything over chicken for the most part. Chicken's my bottom tier meat take. Even turkey, but it depends. Turkey can be really, really dry, so it depends. But yeah, chicken's my bottom tier. I know that is a hot take. I know. Chat's flaming me right now as we speak, grilling me up like a chicken breast. But chicken's my bottom tier, and it's still good. Like it's like I just love meat. It's really boring and cringe, but it is true. Yeah, but chicken's my bottom tier meat. Rhydon Vs Golem for Kanto storyline. That's kind of an interesting question. I'd probably go Golem. Let me double check, because Rhydon has Rockhead, which is neat. Rhydon's even slower than Golem, and Golem's already really slow. The cool thing about Golem is that it has... You get Earthquake plus Stone Edge, which means similar to Rhydon, but you get Sturdy. Sturdy is actually really good in the storyline for a Pokemon like this, because you can also set up Stealth Rocks. I mean, both are going to be pretty similar, I would argue, but I would say Golem's probably better.
What's Rhydon's attack? I feel like Rhydon's going to end up being better. I guess Rhydon versus Rhyperior becomes interesting, though. I haven't really thought about it too much. Maybe Rhydon would be really good. I feel like Rhydon's moveset is not great. If you have an Eeveelution, Rhydon might be insane in the storyline. My guess would be Golem, but it's just way easier to get. That's what I'm familiar with as well. It's way easier to get a Golem in like Mount Moon or something. And you can get a Golem like level, what, 16? Like you get a Geodude in like Mount Moon or whatever. You level it up to a Graveler, 25. You get a Golem at level 25 from a Trade Evo. That's so good. When do you get Rhydon? I think that's what makes it better. Like 42? Yeah. No, this is why Golem is better. Not because of the stats and stuff, but because getting a Golem at level 25 versus a Rhydon at 42 and a Rhyperior, that's that level difference is huge in a storyline. That's like multiple gyms. I would definitely... You could have a Golem by... After you defeat Misty in Kanto, you could like have a Golem. That's crazy. What's the best Eeveelution for the Kanto storyline? What is the best Eeveelution for just storylines in general? I would guess probably Espeon. Actually, maybe Vaporeon, but it's kind of slow, but like Vaporeon's probably solid. Espeon just is fast and hits hard. Does it have it has some bulk and defense. I'd probably say best evolution for the storyline. Jolteon's, there's not that many electric types, so having it as your electric type coverage is nice, but it doesn't really have that much. It's just gonna die to so much. I don't know. They're all fine. I don't know if there is a clear standout. I guess that's the thing with Eeveelutions is like literally whatever type your team is lacking. That's the nice thing about Eevee. Like whatever type your team is lacking, you can just like fill it in with Eevee. I feel like it's really a boring answer, but whatever your team needs is probably, it depends on your starter. Yeah, I feel like whatever your team needs is going to be what the best evolution is. Dude, yeah, like off rate Horde hunts are so hard. Talking about Shiny Dratini, and like I see a lot of people go like 18k encounters and then get a carp, and then like 23,000 encounters and then get a carp, and then go like 73k dry in one hunt and then get a Dratini and like breaks the streak or whatever. But even that's like lucky. Like even that's like an early Dratini, which kind of is crazy to think about, right? Like if you do the math, you know, it's what, 5 shiny hunts on average to get 1 Dratini. So if you do 5 times 30,000, on average, you're gonna have to do 150,000 encounters at times 5 hordes at Dragon's Den before you get a Dratini. Those hunts are hard, dude. Those like new off-tilted, off ratio, not 50-50 hordes. They're really tough shunts, honestly. It's a good middle ground of difficulty, or middle to high ground of like more difficult hordes. Or be the dude who got 9 Onyxes at 50-50. Yes, that was like Yakatava's. He got 9 Onyxes on the way to his Larvitar, shiny Larvitar, when it was 50-50. Not even, and now it's 80-20 or whatever, but that was before. Like, that's wild. Yeah, once again, I'd be really happy with any shiny Pokemon here except for Ponyta. Someone said, would the Ponyta being secret help? If I got a secret, I would never complain. Like, obviously, yeah, I've already single encountered a Rapidash. I really don't want another single encounter. Common times, like, it's getting a times 5 horde common shiny via single encounters, which sucks, you know? So I take anything here except for a Ponyta. If it was secret, obviously wouldn't complain. That'd be incredible. All right, alt account number 19 done. Xanarchy, you're built different, dude. All right, 3 seconds left on Charm. Today ended up being like almost a 5-hour stream. Ended up being a 5-hour stream, which is longer than I expected. So thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Hopefully it was some entertaining content, some helpful content. Like the video if it was, dislike it if not, as per usual. Subscribe to the channel for daily PokeMMO videos. I do upload every single day on YouTube, and I stream Monday through Thursday, 4 times a week on Twitch and YouTube at 12 p.m. ET, Monday through Thursday. My Discord's links down below to see updates on my content, ask plenty of questions, and just find friends and people to play the game with that we all love so much. If you want to go above and beyond and support my content, if it's earned it from you, it's very important. If you've learned enough from my content to warrant it, or if it's entertained you enough in the background, YouTube memberships, Twitch Primes, Twitch subs, and PayPal/Venmo donations are huge and allow me to do what I do. And you also get your name plastered on this big thank you wall. So thank you all so much who do that. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. I'll see you guys later. Peace, Reno.
Yo, what's up? I just want to quickly say thank you so much for watching the entire video. That's very, very cool of you. And it's even cooler for all of these people to go above and beyond and support my content. I couldn't do it without you. Thank you so much again.